Yeah, hi everyone. So I thought I would jump in on this just for myself because I've taught other storyboarding courses, but not this particular one. So I wanted to familiarize myself with some of the assignments. And I looked at this piano one, and of course I want to, go for a variety of shots, the establishing shot, short, long shot, over the shoulder, etc. And I tend to think photographically. So the first thing I did was go out. Let me pull up. My iPhoto. There we go. So I just find, I got my MFA in fine art, and I did a bunch of drawing and stuff. But I just find working on using photographs is much more efficient for normally what I want to do. So, and I've storyboarded for doing film colorization back, what was that, in the mid 80s? So, and we had to do it by hand. And I just, I tend to think this is more efficient. So I'm trying this out now. So what I did is I got up on the ladder. I wasn't trying to be too fussy. I got, in my living room, I got my keyboard, and I just tried a variety of shots, kind of following along with that little narrative that's going along. It was tough. I find limiting it to 12 shots was very difficult. I could have used 15. Getting the fist pounding, I was having someone else take the shots and, going for maybe some over the shoulder. But, if I had more time, this is already, I'll show you what else I've been doing here, but this is already kind of getting into, an hour or so of work, not to mention. So if I was to go back and do this and spend, more time on it, of course I would refine my shots. But anyway, I took those shots, I took them into Pages. Where is Pages? And the problem with working in Pages is that I don't know the program very well. And so when everything was fine here, I could just drop the images, into this. I had the whole thing laid out here, actually here, and I could title it, and it continued the titling on down. You can see everything was going great. But when I started pasting in the information on the shots, then I got into formatting issues, of everything wasn't all nice and tidy. And that's been my experience working with templates. So unless you're very proficient at, working with these layout templates, it's not necessarily as efficient as you might think. Now, however, I did a screenshot of this, and I like their layout. I'm going to take some of this stuff and move it over into Photoshop where I do my layout. If you're good at InDesign, that might be good. So here's my Photoshop layout. So I brought in my, here's my screenshots. And I basically went into, hold on. So I basically did screenshots of my pages. And then I went right into Photoshop. And I've got these on different layers, and so I can move them around. The advantage to this is that I can use my text tool. It might not be quite as pretty, but I've laid it out with my rulers and my guides. Okay, and I can then copy over. I'm going to change this. Shot 2, shot 3. I'm going to move my description maybe up in here, and I can play with it. And once I get because I like the flexibility of having my text, of working with my text here. It's not super sophisticated the way I'm doing it here, but it will work. Now, I also, so I'm going to basically do this in Photoshop. I also tweaked this. If you'll notice, this shot is supposed to be the hands over the keyboard, but I wanted to establish, since I'm using myself in these, I kind of found that if I just showed up around shot 9, or down here, it was too surprising. So I've slightly modified it, and I would go into detail on that in my written description. Now, the other program I really like working in is Comic Life, and you can see they give you built-in graphic novel, comic, layouts, and that's where I was doing the same thing, experimenting with that. It's getting a little time-consuming at this point. But I think I will continue on in this format, and I'm also looking in to see whether they have a storyboarding template. But I like this format as well.